The February 2021 budget delivered by National Treasury and Finance Minister Tito Mboweni is a very important one to watch. What we have witnessed is that South Africa has been plagued by macroeconomic challenges that have been around for decades on end. When we think about South Africa's economy, I'd like to think of it as a simple example of an athlete, perhaps. So let's think of a soccer player who was once a super striker, scoring all the goals, and then found themselves gaining some weight, becoming unfit, and struggling with an ankle injury. That's essentially where South Africa's economy has been over the last few years, maybe even the last decade. So we've been underperforming and really not challenging ourselves to be at our level best. COVID-19 perhaps is the bus that happens to knock the soccer player over. And now we've suffered a concussion, a broken arm, and maybe a slipped disc within our spine. So think of it this way. Whilst we were unfit and not scoring as many goals as what we used to, even though we were still playing on the soccer field, right now South Africa is that sportsman that's benched, still struggling with a broken arm, still unfit, still unhealthy, as well as the ankle injury, making it even more difficult for us to be competitive in the environment. The challenge with South Africa, though, is that we've been accumulating terrible amounts of debt over the last few years, and now COVID-19 has increased the need and appetite for us to take on more debt because we've offered additional financing to various sectors of the economy that need that relief, and even increased the social grants and relief efforts that we've had. Coupled with that is the procurement of vaccines that we'll acquire in future in order to alleviate the pressures of COVID-19. But coming back to the challenge of debt, it's a major concern because it basically means that of the income that we're earning, a large portion of that goes back to paying off debt. So much so that the current debt to GDP figures in October of 2020 stood at about 81%. So for every rand that South Africa owns, 80 cents of that is going back to pay debt. And that's increased over the last few years because in 2016, our debt to GDP ratio was at 63%. So in the last 4 years, it's increased substantially, and there are concerns that we might find ourselves in a situation where our debt to GDP ratio will exceed 100%, which means any income or GDP that we derive actually leaves us moving backwards in having to use that income to pay off all of the global debt we have. The finance minister mentioned in the medium-term budget speech in October of 2020 that South Africans are finding themselves in a much poorer situation, and that is quite true. So usually we hear the Reserve Bank Governor Lesisha Kganyago and members of the MPC telling us where interest rates are, and they're currently sitting at about 3.5%, 3% in South Africa, which is at all-time lows. And that basically means that even if you are a disciplined South African who is able to not only earn income, but has been saving and putting that money away, the interest that you'll earn is only limited to 3%. And these are just some of the metrics and measures that the National Treasury actually uses to evaluate how it is that South Africans are either growing or reducing their incomes in the country. The public sector wage bill is that huge item that everyone will be looking out for. The challenge, though, is the tripartite alliance of the ruling party, and of course the fact that should government reduce some of these costs, there might be some unforeseen consequences from the labor environment, who might then opt to strike, form some kind of uprising, and halt levels of productivity, which would then put government on even much more of a back foot in terms of delivering services. And of course, if any more funding will be allocated to state-owned entities, but the big question is, will they need more money? And if they do, will they get it? The 10.5 billion rand that has been allocated to SAA has been taken from other sectors of the budget. That is anticipated to add a dent to South Africa's budget for 2021, especially if there are any other opportunities for SAA to request additional funding. This is challenging, though, for South Africa because a lot of the assets that lie in SAA, from the aircraft to the technical machinery, as well as other aspects of the business, are actually used as surety for us to gain debt and access credit from the international market. So if we do decide to do away with SAA, there will be significant consequences as to how it not only affects our debt, but even the livelihoods of the staff and employees at SAA, who themselves will find no opportunities of employment within the local environment. I'm Kukulethu Mfuphi, and I'm super excited for you to have a read at some of the contributions that I'll be making to Careers Magazine, where we get down to the basics of business. We unpack the economy, and we even discuss some personal financial matters that will help you improve your understanding, not only of the greater economics environment, but also your own money understanding.